it's really difficult year for COVID.
Right.
It's very crazy for COVID.
Yeah, for sure. Do you feel like you've got a lot of support from your support workers though, and do you feel like...
Yes.
Yeah.
We got those support workers like David, and other staff is burrowing inside.
If I'm honest, it's been hell.
Right.
And for service managers around the country and us as well, that were bringing it personal to us, the most difficult thing is keeping every single one of your service users safe.
Yeah.
And also the staff and the mental well-being as well. Balancing mental well-being has been one of the hardest things, because you've got to be so alert and watching it, and it's literally been you're at the helm of a ship because we started our sort of winding it down. Incredibly, we were having a CQC inspection when the first case arrived in Brighton. You know, the gentleman that was hospitalised. Yeah. And so it was pretty much ground zero, wasn't it then?
Yeah.
For the UK as well.
Yeah.
And we were in our CQC 2-yearly inspection, and that was it. I said, right, that's it. I'll be writing a procedure tonight. And from then on, we sort of, that's when sort of grabbing the helm started. The biggest thing is watching how it's impacted the guys. That was our priority, the impact to each and every one of the guys, because that has been really hard. Yeah. And it's really funny watching, say Sam talking about missing the pub. Yeah. But also, there's that side of it as well that they don't speak about, is that they will just bury those feelings, and that's families. Yeah. And you know they really miss their families. Next week's opening up, it's just, I just can't even tell you, just to watch the relief. It's just such a huge fuzzy feeling inside. Yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
I used to go out everywhere, so.
Right. And you haven't really been able to do that now?
Well, I could go for a walk.
Was there anything that you enjoyed doing that maybe now you can't do?
Maybe going to see friends in houses and...
Yeah. We've had some exciting news next week, though, that you're going to be able to meet indoors again and go to the pub again and things. Are you excited for that? Yeah.
I missed going clubbing.
Yeah. Me too. How have you dealt with the lockdown? How have you, coped with it?
I've done, I don't know if it's intense, but I've been getting into more drawing.
Oh, drawing.
What kind of things do you like drawing?
Animals and cartoon characters.
Do you still think your friendships are pretty intact after COVID? Do you think you've gotten closer to people? Do you think it's been quite easy during COVID, like in terms of relationships and everything?
Well, I've got friends as well, and I've got staff, and I've got friendship with my fiancée Megan.
Yeah.
Let me say I can hug her because I love her to bits. Yeah. And I can close to my friends and staff.
At the beginning, it was awful because we were fighting for PPE. Yeah. The masks weren't in position. The jury was still out whether they're any use, but we knew it was used. We'd already took the position with the guys that they're all specifically Down syndrome, clinically extremely vulnerable. But we had no PPE, and we were coming in. Staff were the only people going in and out during the first lockdown. Yeah. And it was just so obvious. They're coming in, they're going into their house, they're spending a day with them, and then the evening, and then they're sleeping over, and then they're up in the morning with them, and it's sort of, they're coming in and they are not able to protect the service user, the guys that we support, from an infection if they had it. So we ended up being naughty and getting cloth masks made for us by it was actually 2 ex-clinical nurses who were nurse practitioners. Yeah. Weirdly, during lockdown, it's slightly easier. You've got that burden of sort of watching everybody's mental health and welfare. But then for us, as the service, it actually starts to get a bit harder because then you've got to watch the figures. Right. And once you open up, the guys are going out more, and they're doing more, and then they're back with their families, you know, seeing their families. You've got that, so you have to watch the community transmission, sort of things like that, and be ready to act really quickly to sort of batten things down again for the short storm that's coming or whatever. And it is sort of, but at the same time, your main goal is to give the guys that normality that they can have, that, you know, that
making the most
they
of
enjoy.
what you can as well, you know, like trying to be as normal as what you can given the circumstances.